to Rachaelmakes. Today we're going to make some little German Christmas biscuits. I can't pronounce the proper name, so I'm not even going to try, and I've kind of fiddled with the recipe anyway, so I'm sure lots of people would tell me off for not being authentic. But anyway, the important thing is that you need to start this the night before or the day before you want to actually use the dough, because this needs to go in the fridge overnight. So I'll show you what we need. We need 100 grams of runny honey, and that's like the cheapest honey I could get. 100 grams of golden syrup, 175 grams of dark brown sugar. You can see where this is going, it's not the healthiest of recipes. 350 grams of plain flour, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, the zest and juice of a lemon, 1 egg, and some spices. And the spices I'm going to use aren't particularly authentic, but they're the ones I like. And I've used mixed spice, ground cinnamon and ginger. Okay, so I'll just do a recap. Let's recap. We need 100 grams of honey, or a quarter of a cup, 100 grams of golden syrup, also known as dark corn syrup, and that's a scant third of a cup, 175 grams of dark brown sugar, and that's 1 cup, 350 grams of plain flour, or all-purpose flour, and that's 2.5 cups, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, also known as baking soda, 1 egg, and the zest and juice of 1 lemon. And we also need cinnamon, ginger or mixed spice, and actually you can use whichever spices you like. We're going to put the honey and the golden syrup into a saucepan. Lovely, very sticky. And we're going to put this on to boil, okay? We're going to bring it to the boil, then take it off the heat, then we're going to add the brown sugar and stir it through, and then leave it to cool for 5 minutes. So I put the honey and I put the golden syrup in the pan, boiled them, just brought them to the boil, added the sugar, stirred it together and then left it for 5 minutes. And this is actually quite cool now, and it's cool enough for me to easily touch the bottom of the pan. And it's important to leave it to cool, because what we're going to do next is add lemon zest, lemon juice, stir those through, and the egg. Now if we hadn't allowed it to cool, what we'll end up with is scrambled eggs, and that would be obviously result in having lumps of egg in our biscuit dough. Okay, so I'm going to stir that. It's quite a loose mixture now. So to that we need to add flour, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, a teaspoon of ground ginger. See, I'm not making the measurements particularly precise with the spices. A teaspoon of cinnamon, which is really Christmassy. This is the ginger, and about half a teaspoon, I think, of mixed spice. Now, the authentic recipe, I think, would call for allspice, but I really can't stand allspice. I think it tastes rancid. I think the worst thing in the world is that red cabbage thing that people make at Christmas with allspice in it. I think it's revolting. So anyway, enough of my likes and dislikes. I haven't used it, obviously, in my biscuits. Use it if you like. Use ground cloves, something like that, if you want to. Just use what you have. If all you have is, you know, some cinnamon and some ginger, use that. Or you could just use more ginger and make them into little ginger biscuits. They're your biscuits. It's not up to me to dictate what you put in them. And then what we're going to do is just mix this until it's a nice smooth dough. Okay, so what we've got here is a nice smooth dough, and I'm just going to pop that in some cling film and leave that in the fridge overnight to firm up. Okay, so the oven's preheated for 180 degrees. This dough's been in the fridge overnight, so it's nice and firm now, so I've just rolled it out and I'm just cutting some shapes. I've chosen to do hearts. Then you need to put it onto baking sheets which have baking parchment on them. Okay, these need to cook now for 10 to 12 minutes on the middle shelf of the oven. Okay, so the biscuits are cooked. They took about 10 minutes. And actually they really benefit from being kept for 2 to 3 days in a tin, because they soften up and the texture improves. So they're perfect for doing for presents and things, because nobody wants to be making, you know, biscuits and things literally the day before they have to give them to somebody. You could put a little bit of icing on them if you wanted to, or you could put some melted chocolate. Okay, so this was Rachel Makes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. Nice ones, please. Bye bye.